The information provided on this podcast is intended for general informational and educational purposes only. It is not intended as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. While we discuss topics related to vegan health, diet, and fitness, always consult with a qualified healthcare provider or registered dietitian before making any changes to your diet, fitness routine, or lifestyle, especially if you have existing health conditions.
Welcome to Good Vegan Meal, the podcast for lifelong vegans, people wanting to become vegan, or those interested in vegan living. We're here to make your lives better by giving you the information you need to succeed in your compassionate vegan lifestyle.
Today we're diving into something that, for a lot of people, still brings up images of, well, endless questions. Maybe sad side salads, bland tofu. We're talking about eating out as a vegan. But what if we told you that picture isn't just changing, it's like already totally transformed?
Exactly. Yeah, what we're seeing isn't just some trend. It's actually a really profound global dietary shift. People are moving towards veganism, and it's fueled by, growing awareness about the environment, sustainability, animal welfare, personal health too,
Right.
and this huge surge in demand. It's made finding plant-based options way more accessible and, importantly, more enjoyable than ever.
Definitely more enjoyable.
So our deep dive today is all about arming you with the strategies, the insights you need to, confidently navigate the dining scene as a vegan, turning what might feel like a challenge into, hopefully, an exciting opportunity.
That's really the core of it, empowering you. And to do that, we've really dug into a whole stack of sources. We've got articles, research, expert experiences, all to unpack the latest insights, some surprising facts, and clever hacks. Our mission, to show you how to truly thrive when you're dining out. Doesn't matter where you are. Get ready for, a world of delicious possibilities. The evolving landscape. Why vegan dining out is easier than ever. So, we mentioned this profound shift, but let's really get into how astonishing the growth in veganism actually has been. The numbers, they really back it up.
Oh, they do.
In the U.S. alone, between 2014 and 2017, there was a staggering 600% increase in people identifying as vegan. 600%.
Wow.
And it's not just fully vegan people driving this, right?
Yeah.
Surveys show nearly 40% of consumers in both the U.S. and Canada are actively trying to eat more plant-based foods. That's a massive cultural shift, isn't it?
It absolutely is. And those numbers aren't just, abstract statistics. They represent a fundamental reshaping of what consumers want. And that's forcing the entire food industry to adapt really fast.
Yeah.
It's a direct response to that growing awareness. You talked about the environmental footprint of food, ethical concerns, the health benefits. It's all coming together, and you see it right there in the restaurant scene. Think about this. Back in 1993, guides listed maybe 55 vegan or vegetarian-focused places in the U.S. and Canada.
Only 55.
Yeah. Tiny number. Today,
The number is 907.
nearly 18 times more options in just, 3 decades. It's incredible growth.
But it's not just the dedicated vegan spots, is it? That's where it gets really interesting for day-to-day life.
Exactly.
Even the big mainstream chains, fast food places, they're increasingly getting on board with plant-based options. We're seeing things like Beyond and Impossible burgers becoming pretty standard now.
Right, almost everywhere.
And dairy-free ice creams popping up at places like Dairy Queen, or plant-based chicken at chains like California Pizza Kitchen. It means you don't always have to settle for just, plain fries when you're out and about.
No more sad fry dinners. Pre-dining power plays. Your essential research toolkit.
Okay, so the landscape is expanding fast. How do you actually navigate it confidently? Well, preparation. It's your secret weapon, seriously.
It really is. For a stress-free experience, doing a little homework pays off.
And our sources. They consistently highlight one tool above pretty much all others, the Happy Cow website and app.
Oh yeah, Happy Cow is like the gold standard for vegans dining out.
What makes it so good isn't just the listings, right? It's how it crowdsources real-time reviews, insider tips. It turns what used to be maybe an anxious search into this curated, community-backed thing.
And what's fascinating there is how it shifts things. Looking up menus online beforehand isn't just about seeing if there's anything, it's strategic planning. It lets you spot the obvious vegan dishes super quick, or figure out what's easily modifiable. And, an interesting insight from the research was this idea of secret vegetarian or even vegan menu.
Secret menus, really?
Yeah, like one diner found a separate vegetarian menu at a place called Paradiso in Oakville, but only because someone told them about it. It wasn't on the table.
Huh. Why do you think some places do that? Keep them kind of hidden?
That is a good question. Maybe it's just old habits. Or they're testing the waters, not sure how big the demand is yet. Could be anything.
Could be. And building on that idea of finding things out, another super effective step is just calling the restaurant ahead.
A phone call. Yes.
I know. Some people are phone shy, myself included sometimes, but honestly, it works wonders. Restaurants actually seem to prefer getting a heads up about dietary needs.
They do. It gives the kitchen time.
Right, time to prep something special, or at least confirm what they can do. We read stories about people basically never being turned away when they call first. And sometimes, just like that secret menu thing, they discover extra options just by asking on the phone.
And beyond Happy Cow and calling, there's this whole digital ecosystem, right? Your regular search tools like Yelp, Google Maps, just pop vegan in the search bar. They're surprisingly powerful.
Yeah, they've gotten much better.
Then you have specialized apps like Vivo Vega, Vegan Express. They offer curated lists, and definitely don't underestimate local vegan Facebook groups.
Oh, the Facebook groups. Yeah, those can be amazing.
Totally. For really up-to-the-minute local tips and recommendations directly from people in your area. They're fantastic. 3, in-restaurant navigation, communicating and customizing.
Okay, so you've done your prep. You're actually at the restaurant. Now the focus shifts. It's all about communication. Clear, specific, and polite.
Absolutely paramount. Staff, chefs, they genuinely appreciate you being upfront about your needs right from the start.
Yeah, helps them help you, basically.
Exactly. So best practice, ask about vegan options as soon as you can. Ideally, maybe even before you sit down. It just avoids any awkwardness later on.
Makes sense. So what if the obvious options are limited?
Well, this connects to the bigger picture. It's the art of, let's call it, clever subbing. Getting creative with sides.
Ah, the customizing phase.
Yeah. Many dishes are almost vegan. You just need to ask them to remove common non-vegan stuff. Butter, cheese, sour cream, eggs. It's about building your own meal sometimes.
What?
So, for instance, swapping cheese and sour cream in a burrito for guacamole, easy win. Or if the main dishes are really, really limited, just combine several side dishes. Brown rice, beans, steamed veggies. You can often make a surprisingly decent balanced meal.
Even if it feels a bit like a, what was the word? Hodgepodge?
Yeah, even if it's a hodgepodge, it shows the kitchen you're trying to work with them. You're flexible.
And here's a fun little tip we found.
Yeah.
Even if the food options end up being kind of basic, you can always treat yourself to a fun drink.
Good point.
Alcoholic or non-alcoholic, whatever you prefer. It still makes the dining experience feel a bit special, contributes to the vibe.
Definitely. And for those wondering about alcohol specifically, there's a great resource called Barnivore.
Oh yeah, Barnivore.
It lets you check if specific brands of beer, wine, liquor are actually vegan because sometimes animal products are used in processing.
Super useful. Okay, so we've got prep, communication, customization. 4E, cuisine-specific strategies, where vegans thrive and what to watch out for. So what does all this mean when you look at different types of restaurants? Where are vegans likely to have an easier time?
Well, the sources consistently point towards ethnic cuisines. They often have the most naturally vegan-friendly options built right into their traditions.
Okay, like what kind of cuisines are we talking about?
Think Indian, Mexican, Thai, Mediterranean, Middle Eastern, Ethiopian, Chinese, Japanese. Lots of great choices there.
Right, those often rely heavily on vegetables, legumes, grains.
Exactly. But there are still things to watch out for, specifics for each, like Indian food. Excellent choice generally. But always ask them to omit ghee, that's clarified butter, and use oil instead.
Okay, no ghee. Got it. What about Mexican?
Often very vegan-friendly, but you gotta ask about lard in the beans, sometimes refried beans especially.
Lard, wow.
And occasionally chicken broth might be used in the rice. So ask about those and obviously skip the dairy cheese, sour cream.
Obvious one, yeah. Thai food. Love Thai food.
Me too. Fantastic flavors. But be vigilant about fish sauce. It's in so many dishes.
The sticky fish sauce.
And oyster sauce, too. Also egg, sometimes in curries or noodles. Always ask for rice noodles if they offer egg noodles as well.
Good tip. Japanese. Seems like it would be easy with all the veg and tofu.
It can be, but you need to be cautious about a couple of things. Bonito flakes, those dried fish flakes.
Yeah, on top of things sometimes.
And dashi, that's a really common fish-based stock, especially in miso soup. Most miso soup isn't vegan unless specified.
Wow, okay. Didn't realize that about miso soup.
Yeah, always ask about egg and fish sauce too. And if possible, you can suggest kombu dashi, that's a seaweed-based stock, as a substitute. Some places might have it.
UK, Italian, lots of veggies, but
But lots of cheese and butter, typically. You need to check if fresh pasta contains eggs. The good news is Italian cooking often relies heavily on olive oil, which is great.
true. So what about the trickier ones?
Right.
Oh.
Cuisines like classic French, American BBQ, Southern American food, they can be challenging.
Why is that?
Just heavy use of butter, cream, animal fats. Think ham hocks used to flavor greens, or tallow that's rendered animal fat used in deep fryers.
Well, yeah, tallow and fryers.
For those cuisines, you often have to be prepared to assemble a meal mostly from side dishes.
Makes sense. And just a general tip we saw for spotting healthier and often more vegan-friendly options, look at the menu descriptions, right?
Exactly. Look for words like baked, steamed, fresh, low-fat, or grilled. Those usually signal lighter prep.
Versus things like crispy, creamy, fried, drenched, or battered.
Right. Those can be clues that a dish might be less health-focused and potentially have hidden non-vegan ingredients or cooking methods. V, navigating hidden hurdles. Unseen ingredients and cross-contamination.
Okay, let's talk about those hidden hurdles.
Yeah.
The stuff that isn't obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Because lots of dishes can contain unseen animal fats, right? Like lard, suet, ghee.
Mm-hmm. They can definitely sneak in. And animal-based broths and stocks are super common bases for soups, stews, sauces.
Yeah, and then there's dairy and eggs popping up in surprising places. Burger buns, sometimes.
Salad dressings, often. Mayonnaise, obviously egg-based unless specified. Even some custards. And Worcestershire sauce, that often
Yeah.
contains anchovy.
Wow, anchovies and Worcestershire sauce. It
Yeah.
really can be a minefield, can't it?
It can feel like it sometimes. And this brings up a really important question, cross-contamination.
Ah, yes. The shared surfaces issue.
Exactly. Shared cooking surfaces, utensils, and especially deep fryers, that's a big one. Where vegan food might be cooked in the very same oil as meat or fish products.
Is that common?
It can be, yeah. While food hygiene rules are there to minimize risk, it happens. Ideally, restaurants should have clear policies on this. But as a customer, you kind of need to know about shared fryers to make an informed choice for yourself.
Right.
We actually heard this pretty striking story. Someone ended up with literally an empty plate at a Middle Eastern place because everything they wanted to order turned out to be fried in shared oil.
Oh, wow. That's extreme.
Yeah. Quite the dining experience.
So it sounds maybe a bit daunting, but the advice is just ask.
Yes. Politely asked about these details. It's absolutely your right to know what you're eating and how it's prepared.
And what about using the word allergy? Some people do that, right?
That came up. Some vegans do choose to say allergy, like a dairy or egg allergy, to really prompt extra caution from the staff. It often triggers stricter protocols to avoid cross-contamination. It's a personal choice, of course.
Yeah, less about like lying and more about ensuring your needs are taken super seriously.
Exactly that. It's about clear communication and desired outcome. 6, mindset and advocacy, beyond just the food.
So what if you do all the planning, all the asking, and the options are still, well, pretty
Yeah.
dismal?
It happens sometimes, unfortunately.
Yeah. So the pragmatic advice we saw was have a light meal before you go or pack a small backup snack.
Like some nuts or protein bar,
Yeah.
Just something so you won't feel totally deprived or starving while everyone else is eating. Takes the pressure off.
And this leads to a really crucial mindset shift, doesn't it?
It does. Sometimes, especially when options are scarce, you kind of have to consciously focus on the overall experience, the company you're with.
Right, not just the food.
Exactly. Remind yourself that one less than ideal meal isn't going to, ruffle your feathers too much in the grand scheme of things. It's just a moment to adapt and enjoy the social side of it.
And thinking about the bigger picture. What does this all mean beyond your own plate? Your voice actually matters here, right?
Hugely. You can have a real positive impact. Well, the sources strongly encourage leaving feedback. Use those comment cards. Write online reviews. Praise the places that are vegan-friendly. And politely ask for more plant-based options where they're lacking.
So that feedback genuinely makes a difference.
Absolutely. It directly influences restaurants. It shows them there's demand. It's the power of the vegan pound, as they say. It's a direct market signal.
The power of the vegan pound. I like that.
Yeah. And for the restaurants themselves, adding vegan options isn't just like a nice thing to do. It makes business sense. It leads to growth in their customer base, often a sales boost. It helps retain existing customers who might be shifting their diets.
And probably helps with group bookings, too, if someone in the group is vegan.
Definitely. More group bookings. So yeah, it's just a smart business decision all around. Oh, and one more tool if you're traveling internationally. There's something called a vegan passport.
Vegan passport.
Yeah, it's like a little card or app that explains veganism and your dietary needs in multiple languages. Helps overcome those language barriers when ordering.
Oh, that's clever. Super helpful for travel. Outro.
So there you have it. Eating out as a vegan. It's really not the deterrent it maybe once was. It's actually an exciting and increasingly accessible opportunity.
Definitely.
And hopefully you now feel equipped with the tips, the tricks, and the confidence to go out and enjoy diverse, delicious meals pretty much wherever your adventures take you.
And just a final thought to leave you with. As veganism keeps growing, keeps transforming the food landscape, what's next? What new and surprising culinary innovations are we going to see? Things that challenge traditional dining, expand our palates in ways we maybe can barely even imagine right now.
That is exciting to think about. So go forth, embrace this newfound knowledge, maybe try some of these tips, and definitely share your own delicious dining adventures with the world.
Thanks so much for tuning in to today's episode of Good Vegan Meal. If you loved what you heard and you're hungry for more, head over to our Linktree at linktr.ee/goodveganmeal. There you can grab our free PDF 30 high-protein vegan 5-minute meals packed with quick recipes and full nutritional stats for every meal. Perfect for busy days and plant-powered gains. And if you're ready to take your vegan cooking game to the next level, check out our cookbook's 125-minute vegan meals for kids' lunches, a school lunchbox lifesaver, 185-minute vegan meals, and 7 weeks of high-protein meals with meal planning made simple with grocery lists for each week. Grab your goodies at linktr.ee/goodveganmeal, and we'll see you in the next episode.